Hey guys, Lee Sanders here of the RCWR show. Hey, you're getting ready to check out the audio version of a conversation I had with the one and only Jeff Jarrett, TNA owner, GFW owner, Global Force Wrestling, and he is the future WWE Hall of Famer for this class of 2018, coming about WrestleMania 34 weekend. Great conversation that I had with Jeff. If I had only one complaint, I wish, and this is the selfish part in me, I wish it would have been longer, almost kind of similar to when we had him on the show a couple of years ago, as there was a lot more stuff I had wanted to get into, but I asked him before we even got started with our conversation if I needed to pay attention to the time. And as you would imagine, he is a man in demand right now, as there are a lot of media obligations that he currently has right now. So I could only get him for this precious window, but he's already let me know personally that he would love to actually come back on the show again in the very near future. So maybe we can have a situation set up where once he comes back, it'll be for a greater length. But hey, man, it was still a really awesome conversation. Anytime I'm able to pick on the brain of a guy that's done a lot for the business, his fingerprints, you go back and you can just retrace it. He's left a lot. And I just love it. I love it. So without any further ado, I want you guys to kick on back, enjoy. If you do enjoy the conversation with Jeff Jarrett and you want to get more guest interviews, you want me to do this more often, because I know a lot of you guys love it when I'm talking one-on-one with folks. You got to show me the ultimate love, man. You got to give me the likes. You've got to share. You got to comment. And if you haven't done so, you've got to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the great content I do for you on a week-to-week basis. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I'm all over the place. Use the keywords, the RCWR show. And before anybody asks me, yes, I am going to be doing a WWE Fastlane 2018 after show this weekend. So I will see you for that. And in the meantime, do enjoy this conversation with Jeff Jarrett that begins right now. Mr. Jeff Jarrett, sir, welcome back to the show. How you been?
Good. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I appreciate you coming back. It's actually been, I want to say, almost 3 years since we last had you on the show. And at that time, we were talking about the GFW Wrestle Kingdom event that you had did. And you asked if I was going to be watching it. I said yes. I remember I stayed up. I actually did an after show on that, putting it over big time. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. That was a heck of an event. I'll say that. There was people watching in every time zone around the world, I'd say, Lee.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. I have to say, for a wrestling event, because it came on so late, I remember. I want to say on the East Coast, it came on at about maybe 2 a.m. And I remember it didn't feel like it went off until at least maybe 6 a.m, I want to say. That was the longest I did something like that, aside from a WrestleMania.
Yep. No, it was Eastern time. It went from 2 to 6 o'clock. So it was a 4-hour window. So no, I appreciate you having me back on, and appreciate your time today.
Oh yeah, I appreciate your time. And I mean, the times have changed since last we talked. We've got this big deal known as the WWE Hall of Fame. It was announced that you're going to be heading into that 2018 class on April 6th at the Smoothie King Center Arena in Louisiana. Has the experience felt surreal to you so far, being back into the fold with the WWE?
That's an excellent word there, Lee. It's surreal in every sense of the word. Yes, it's been a bit overwhelming. Like I've stated, I've told other outlets, I found out in January. So, we're into March now. So I've known for a little while, but all the press and the PR that's come out of it. And I appreciate you guys, having patience with me, because I'm trying to, make myself available for the request. But man, it's, again, a bit overwhelming and definitely surreal.
I would imagine. Can you do me a favor? Can you take some of our listeners back to when you first heard the news? Like, particularly, where was your head at during that time? Plans you had in mind for yourself and your family, because you were fresh off of completing the WWE sponsored rehab, according to your statement to TMZ.
Treat me, yeah. And it was, again, early January. It was on a Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. And, I was super excited to turn the calendar year, as they say. I was excited for 2018 to take place and to happen, and ready for the year, because obviously it is no secret that 2017 was a year of ups and downs, and probably more downs than ups. But that's how life operates sometimes. So very excited for 2018, and to get that call. Shock is the first word that comes to mind. Just very, very surprised at how things transpired. And then as we headed into, the following weeks and the build up to the announcement, not build up, but, the anticipation in my household, certainly to, when it was going to be announced, because, we were under orders not to discuss it or tell anyone. And we certainly didn't. Outside of this house, no one knew. And so when the announcement came, my closest friends here in town, actually family members, were not aware of it. The response, for sure, has been extremely overwhelming in a very, very positive way. So, pretty excited. And, April 6th, I guess, can't get here quick enough.
I know. I would imagine you've been working very hard on that speech.
Well, I don't know about that, working hard, but obviously lots of thoughts going through my brain. So many people to thank. I was texting with my father this morning, and he was, and we've had conversations, but he had read a recent article, and I think it made him reflect, or I know he said it made him reflect. So it was pretty cool, and and I just said, hey, it took a whole damn village to get me to where I'm at, good and bad. And we chuckled, but so excited about it for sure. Still a little bit surreal.
Any idea who you'd like to see inductee yet, or no?
Oh, there's definitely been many, many names tossed about. I don't say many, but there's been a fair share. And so I'm very excited on what was decided, what's transpired, but I'll leave those details to be released at a later date.
Right, exactly. Now, maybe you can shed some light for us. If you choose not to, that's okay, but there's been rumblings that given his track record with NXT announcer Mauro Ranallo, the late Ultimate Warrior, family of the late Macho Man, Bruno Sammartino, Sting, and even Kurt Angle, that Triple H is the one mainly responsible for getting you back into the good graces of the WWE, getting you into the Hall of Fame. Can you shed any light on who's been responsible for making this happen?
If I could, I would, but I can't, so I ain't. But no, I actually have no idea. I know that I've had, a direct line of communication. And so, very grateful. No need to ask any questions. As far as who, what, when, where, and why. I've had communications with them. And that's all I've had is communication with them directly related to the Hall of Fame, travel and access and the Hall of Fame, and just the details of that kind of stuff, ring size and tux and outfits and all the kind of stuff that goes with the Friday night event. So, we're pretty excited, and that's, again, within the Jarrett household, that's what we're excited about and looking forward to.
Okay. And, following up on what we had just touched upon a few minutes ago, we did lose a lot of greats in the entertainment field, especially in the last 5 to 7 years alone. We've also seen a lot of great bands reform after years of bad blood. Was there any part of you that looked at WWE offering you such a high honor in this Hall of Fame as an olive branch, if you will, to make peace after all these years, let bygones be bygones, and basically start anew?
I certainly would never attempt to put thoughts or words in the executives or the officials of WWE. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, There's less than 200 people in the Hall of Fame. So it is obviously very prestigious honor, a very, very, very prestigious situation. I still have to sort of pinch myself that I'm actually included in the names that are in the Hall of Fame. It still amazes me and shocks me and humbles me as well to be included in those names. So, Olive Branch, I don't want to categorize it that, but I will say that the WWE has a history of what's good for business is good for business. And obviously they think this is good for business, and I agree. And I'm happy that the situation has transpired like it has so far.
I'm actually very excited to see you go in. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure you've probably seen it, there was a big discussion about you going into the Hall of Fame, and I say, why not? Why not Jeff Jarrett? I mean, you can easily go back and you can trace you and your father's fingerprints on this industry to the point you're looking at the current WWE product. There wouldn't be guys like a AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, even Kurt Angle to an extent back in the WWE right now, had you and your father not been in the picture to provide that platform known as TNA Impact Wrestling. How does it make you feel seeing all these guys that at one point you worked with for your own respective promotion continue to have great success?
At the end of the day, again, I'm third generation. I've grown up around it, seen the ups and downs, the ins and outs. The cream always rises to the top. Top talent. At the end of the day, I truly believe the top talent, it's what gets you to the top. Your talent does. Attitude keeps you there. But a guy like AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, the guys you just mentioned, they're all excellent talents, and really know this business inside and out. I'm just happy that I can play a small part in their development. But, a guy like AJ, early, literally from show one, at TNA, he was an important part, very important part, of the TNA roster. And for him to be, main eventing at WrestleMania the year I'm inducted is very, very special. That is without question a very, very special situation. Bobby's the U.S. champion. So, pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. I have some listener questions for you. I had to trim it down just a little bit. We're talking kind of briefly TNA. I might as well jump to that one. I'm just jumping ahead a little bit. So I have one question here from, actually it's the big consensus. There's a lot of fans that's been watching the Impact Wrestling product. And if there's one question I saw they wanted me to ask you is, what do you feel of with all the changes that's been happening with management at Impact Wrestling, the turnover rate with the talent? Do you sincerely feel they'll be able to succeed and thrive for the next couple of years to come? Or are you kind of getting that vibe that maybe Anthem may decide they want to go in a different direction, Jeff? What's been your take?
I've never played the role of the critic. In any stretch of the imagination. I wish that organization, and for this matter, any other wrestling organization, nothing but the best. Thriving companies that can give guys, talents, production people, referees, managers, office, whatever it may be as it relates to the wrestling business, the more work there is, the better off the industry is. So I wish them nothing but the best. Obviously, me and my father founding that organization, of course, it's always going to have a special place in my heart. And it goes without saying, it's well documented. There's had some tough times as of late. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to predict or guess or even comment. But I certainly do wish them nothing but the best.
Same here. Yeah, I think anybody that wants to see a business go out of business, that's just very bad mindset, because you're talking about a lot of people that at the end of the day, they like what they're doing it for the fun, the entertainment, but most definitely the respect. Yeah, none but positivity towards that promotion, any promotion for that matter. Did you have a chance to see, or I'm sure you heard about it by now, the crazy spot that went down with Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan from a couple of weeks ago?
I did hear about that. I did not see that, but I did hear about that.
Yeah.
And so for me not to see it is something that, you really got to back off from a comment, because there's so many, me being obviously my first love is actually wrestling. So when you're talking about two guys, being a part of something with extreme physicality, there's a lot of room for error. And I'm not even sure if it was an error, but I do know from what I've read and heard about that there was I'll just call it a very stiff shot.
Yeah.
and so, but that's about all the comment I have on that.
Accidents happen. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Bones from YouTube, he had an old school question for you. I got a smile out of this one. He writes, Jeff, how was it working with the late Billy Travis? And for you newer listeners, Billy Travis was Jeff Jarrett's 3-time tag partner from the old CWA days.
Yeah, I've got a call probably early this week, maybe over the weekend. On Instagram, I'm posting the month of March has 31 days. It'll be 32 years to the day, as I just stated, going in. So, so I'm posting every day something about each year of my career. And Billy, I posted a picture of me and Kerry Von Erich, and yesterday I posted a picture of me and Jerry Lawler. And so I had a lot of tag matches over the years, but, Billy, anyway, I'm going back to my phone call. I got a phone call from a guy, and Billy came up, and, Billy was one of those guys that you might want to classify him as a journeyman wrestler, but the talent that guy had, he just had incredible timing. He taught me an awful lot by just being on the apron, working the apron, because there was we had a lot of tag matches, and Billy taught me a lot. Crazy as hell at times, but that was Billy. But he certainly knew how to get it done. Once from bell to bell, he was as good as anybody on tag matches and timing and thinking things through. But Billy got some crazy fond memories of him.
Right on. And one more for you. This one is from, I don't know if this might be a long-winded one. We'll try. This one
Okay.
is from Bad Andrew. This came to me in a message via YouTube. He went WCW. He wanted to know if there was any original plans for you and Bret Hart with the NWO 2000 storyline. In particular, if something was in place before Bret Hart had that injury.
I can't remember any specific plans, but I know we were both pretty excited, just to get the opportunity to work together. I know that that injury at the time, it was devastating without question. Brett got his bell rung and we both knew it. I mean, obviously he knew it a lot better than me, but him talking to me and it was just a really, really unfortunate situation. But it was pretty cool that we got to work together side by side for that period of time. And, it goes without saying, Owen, always near and dear to both of our hearts. Obviously, he's Brett's brother. But no, it was pretty cool for me and Brett to get to stand side by side on Nitro.
Okay. And what's next? That's the most important one, especially for anybody that's familiar with your work in the GFW promotion. What's next?
Got, and I've said this, and I'll probably pretty much leave it at this. I've got, international projects in the work. The international, the side of this industry is red hot. Whether it's Asia, whether it's Sub-Saharan Africa and South Africa, the Middle East, and India, and then obviously Europe and United Kingdom, specifically United Kingdom has been on fire for several years now. So I've got international projects in the works and really, really excited to see how those develop.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to be watching what you do because I tell you, we miss you now more than ever. We definitely need you in the industry. And I'm not just saying that. I'm really not. I look forward to...
I appreciate you saying
Yeah,
appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I'm being honest. You know, we need great minds like you, and it's what really helps get the business thriving, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know you've had a hectic schedule, and definitely I look forward to doing this again. It's always nice picking your brain on stuff.
Yeah, man, I appreciate your time. Again, I appreciate also very much, the listeners don't know, but me and you definitely know. I appreciate your flexibility today. It was, things got carried away starting early this morning. So, got a little backed up doing the press and the podcast, but, I appreciate you guys being flexible. And, yes, I'd love to do it again, and we'll talk soon. And you guys have a great day. And as always, thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jeff Jarrett. You take care.
Thank you.
All right now. Bye.